In today's video, I'm trying out a mod that completely overhauls the F125 game and turns it into an F1 1986 throwback game, where we'll get to drive against some iconic names like Prost, Mansell, and Senna. Included is 10 complete team overhauls with 1986 team liveries and overalls, corresponding driver helmets for their driver pairings, updated track sponsors, new UI, and even a new V6 turbo engine sound. And so here we are then, booting up the F1 1986 game, it would appear like, with an all-new splash screen. I love when the overhaul mods do like a full skin of like even the intro screen, because it really just immerses you and makes you believe that you're loading in to that year, or, you know, that version of that F1 game. Like, this literally feels like we're about to load in to a modern day take of a 1986 Formula 1 game. Oh, it's just epic. It's so good. Right, let's load in and let's see what we got. Well, that was certainly a nice little different loading transition, and then we're met with the Formula 1 at 1986 main menu. We've got the background showcasing some old footage with like the retro kind of TV lines, and then Lewis Hamilton front and center in the 86 Ferrari overalls. Iconic pairings of logos there, with the old school Ferrari logo, Goodyear and AGIP. We've got Piastri in the Marlboro McLaren overall set, and I believe Sainz there in Benetton clobber. All right, I think it's time now to check out some cars, shall we? Let's load in. Oh, very nice. All right, here we go. FIA 1986 on the back in the showroom, and loading in to the first team up, of course, it's McLaren. Well, I should say the full name, Marlboro McLaren Tag Turbo, in here in 1986, as we've been transported to, and that is a beauty of a look. The iconic Marlboro livery, the red and white for McLaren, and in this mod, each driver has a corresponding helmet design to the driver that would have been driving back in that year of Formula 1. So, for example, McLaren here, it's still Piastri and Lando Norris technically driving for them in the mod. But if we click into the driver lineup, yes, it is Piastri and Lando Norris. But look at their helmet at the bottom there. You'll see very different, and corresponding to Lando Norris actually being Alain Prost with the helmet design, and then Oscar Piastri being Keke Rosberg. So moving back to the cars then, that was McLaren in 1986, reimagined on the modern Formula 1 chassis, halo and all, and it still fits pretty nicely with the carbon fiber there. We then move to Ferrari, and oh, it's gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I've just only noticed the white wall tires as well for replacing the Pirelli, the usual Pirelli design. Very nice. But there's something about a simplistic Ferrari livery that just hits no matter what. Old chassis, new modern style chassis, and this shade of red, a little bit brighter than we're used to in the modern era of Ferrari, with the specific era sponsors. It just, there's something within that just goes, yeah, that's a lot better. That's cool. You got the blacked out wings as well. This slaps. This absolutely slaps. Ferrari in 1986, but on the modern chassis. Beautiful. Then we move on to Canon Williams Honda. This is another iconic look. There's actually a lot of unbelievably pretty liveries on this grid this year of Formula 1, and so far reworked, really love and so far reworked beautifully onto the modern cars. So we've got the yellow, the blue, and the white for Canon Williams. And so far, hopefully agree, it's been 3 teams, 3 iconic looks. And, like, you know, when you think back to some really top liveries in Formula 1, and the next one is gonna join them, because it's gonna be the John Player Special Team Lotus. That's epic. The black, this is the true black and gold, by the way. None of that, you know, what was it? The Rich Energy Haas, you know, very Temu based copy. This is the OG black and gold. This is how to do it. Unbelievable. Really cool. Now we're coming in. Now we're gonna probably come to some more unfamiliar teams and liveries, especially for those of you who are newer Formula 1 fans. But we've got the Equipe Ligier team in blue, white, and darker blue. Then next up, maybe a name that will be familiar at least, we've got the Data General Team Tyrrell. And this actually with Martin Brundle as one of the drivers, quote unquote, with the helmet mods. But this actually works really well. Like the red on the top of the side pods complements the actual shape of the gullying we have in the 2025 generic FOM car quite a lot actually. And then the ATS yellow, you know, nice contrast to the white and black. That actually is really nice. And we've got the Lola Team Haas. Even I don't remember 1986 had Team Haas. That's a left field one for the Lola team to have the Haas, Team Haas sponsoring them. I mean, even for me, 1986 is not in my realm of Formula 1. So any older F1 fans there, you know, let me know in the comments below. School us a little bit, because this is yeah, this is very peculiar team. I mean, it fits quite well because I think this Lola team replaces the actual Haas team in the game. So it's quite fitting. Next up, we've got Olivetti Brabham. Brabham, very famous name in motorsport in general. But we've got the BMW powered Brabham team. Is that because I see the BMW logo on the top there now and on the rear wing, actually. Very simplistic livery, but again, on the modern chassis, the way the white lines kind of cut across the entire thing in a straight way work. The next team, though, oh, what a livery. What a livery. Benetton BMW team. Oh, what a livery. Very artsy. Green and then the multicolor. It's like a 5-year-old's done it, but it's great. It's great for the Benetton team. And finally, it's the Arrows team. This is a really unique livery, let's say. Kind of like a cream white with just a very simple red line coming across. And then Barclay is the main sponsor. I mean, it's actually quite tidy, to be fair, with the all-black sponsorship on the cream color. But there you have it. That's your kind of, you know, crossover modern-day 1986 Formula 1 grid. I must say, the first 4 teams, definitely my favorites on the grid. They're just so good, aren't they? And let's have a look then at the corresponding driver helmets. So we already saw what is Keke Rosberg and Alan Prost with the helmets. We're kind of focusing on the bottom, really, but also obviously seeing the old school overall set as well is going to be good, especially when it comes to Ferrari, because like I said, I already gawked over this. It's just, it just works. It's bellissimo. Beautiful. In terms of the corresponding drivers then, and therefore their helmets with each pairing. So Leclerc is Michel Alboreto, and then Lewis Hamilton is Stefan Johannesson. Canon Williams team, they've actually replaced Red Bull in the game, you'll notice, but that makes sense because in this year, Williams were right up there as one of the top teams. So we've got Max Verstappen as Nigel Mansell, and Yuki Tsunoda is going to be Nelson Piquet. In the John Player Team Lotus, George Russell is Ayrton Senna. That's a little bit... let me know in the comments below what you make of that one. And then Kimi Antonelli is Johnny Dumfries. I feel like just because of Kimi's hair, that he should have been Senna. Just because of the hair and like the slight resemblance compared to George Russell. In Ligier, René Arnoux is Lance Stroll in this one. And then Jacques Lafitte is Fernando Alonso. Driving for Tyrrell, well, Pierre Gasly has the honour of being Martin Brundle. And Franco Colapinto is Philip Sterif. Although, because of the latest update, I think Colapinto has actually got his actual helmet, because this was done before he was patched in. The Lola team, we have Alan Jones is Esteban Ocon, and then Patrick Tambay is Oliver Behrman. For Brabham, we've got Liam Lawson as Riccardo Patrese, and then we've got Isaac Hadjar as Derek Warwick. In the very striking Benetton, it is Albon as Teo Fabi, and then we've got Carlos Sainz as Gerhard Berger. In the Arrows team, Nico Hulkenberg is Thierry Busten. I think that's how it's pronounced, sorry. And then Gabriel Bortoletto, Christian Danner. So those are all the different drivers in terms of their helmets, basically. But let's quickly focus back on the overalls. Arrows kind of fits in. I really like the Benetton. The Benetton overalls, again with the car. This shade of green, just really nice. And the Benetton logo. Really, really nice one with the white, just plainly. Although, to be fair, you know what? This Brabham overall set with the big Pirelli logo and BMW, I'm liking that as well, to be honest. Lola, oh, you know what? These are all so good. Lola's overalls are sick as well because the classic BP logo is so nice. I love that retro BP logo. And then the red and the cream white. Nah, this is a banger as well. Tyrrell's, I could give that a miss. Same for Ligier. Obviously, Team Lotus is a banger. The Williams overalls aren't actually as good as the actual car, I would say. And then obviously I said the Ferrari one slaps. The McLaren ones are a bit plain, to be honest. And it's very samey with Ferrari, but the Ferrari just has that aura about it. But honestly, my favorites are a toss-up between Team Lotus and I would say Lola, honestly. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite livery from this mod is. Not the actual team in 1986, but their version of it or in this game, and also the overalls. And on top of the cars, the overalls, the helmets, we've got UI overhauls, as you've already seen in the menus with the team logos, but that also extends over to the grid sequence. And on top of that as well, we've got time period accurate track sponsors for every single circuit swapped over. And I always think, honestly, the way you date a Formula 1 time period is if Foster's is sponsoring the Australian Grand Prix, or if Foster's is a sponsor, period, in Formula 1. Because this really earmarks what era of F1, and also Marlboro, of course. But yeah, look at this. Totally transported back to 1986. And this is the grid in the flesh. And actually, I said the white wall tires were pretty cool in the showroom, but obviously they've actually got the different colors for the compounds as well. But that's really nice. The thicker colored lines for each tire compound, I like that a lot. It stands out a lot more than the way Pirelli do it right now in Formula 1. But yeah, this is the grid of 1986 loaded in to the actual race, and they all just look as gorgeous as they were in the showroom. But now, because we're loaded into the race, well, at least in replay cameras and in photo mode, you know, without the name tags, it's well and truly 1986 with all the different helmets of the corresponding drivers from that year. Oh, we got Keke Rosberg right there in the McLaren. We've got the Cannon Williams. Where's our Senna? There he is. There's Senna. Doing the T-pose. He always loved the T-pose, didn't he? We've got other sponsor changes in the pit lane as well. And then also, we've got the Formula 1 different fonting in the middle of each team name. Either side of the garage, obviously the actual drivers corresponding to the actual drivers that are there, you know, with the name tags, because obviously all the names aren't changed, etc, etc. But now, this is sick. Right, I think it's time then to load into a race, because there's also an engine sound mod for this, so it really will try and transport us back to 1986. And you already know, we have to step into the shoes of Ayrton George Russell Senna for this one. The British Grand Prix, as I said, every track with different sponsors relating to the 1986 era of Formula 1. And also, I don't think I mentioned it, but obviously every team, the team kits are all changed as well. You can clearly see there as well. So it's not just the driver overalls, it's also all the team wear as well for all the cutscenes you'll see in the game. As we get going then, and you can hear the slightly different engine tone of this different V6 audio as we get underway from last place on the grid. We're driving as Senna, remember, so we should be flying through this pack and absolutely schooling everyone as we dive down the inside of Gasly and Sainz into Village, getting a third place here, really going for the, you know, if there's a gap, we're going to go for it, and we're going to, you know, like Martin Brundle's well documented before in an old Top Gear episode, classic Senna, put everyone under pressure, you turn in, we are going to have a crash, so it's all in your court if you want to have that incident, as doing so so, we've already shot up to 11th place. And now on the inside of Behrman again, there you go. Mentally destroyed Ollie Behrman there in the Lola. He backed out of it. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Down the inside of Hajar in the Brabham. And we're up into 9th place now. Very good progress on the opening lap. Very, very Senna-esque, I must say, as at the top then it's McLaren versus the lone Williams. The two Ferraris then ahead of the second Williams in the pack of the top 6 as we dive down the inside of the Ligier car at Village up into P8, and then we're going to size up the Benetton of Albon for 7th place. Sonoda, the lagging behind Cannon Williams, and we're going to try and open up the DRS on lap 3 to make the ballsy dive. We get a little bit crossed up. He's actually switched back to us quite nicely, so we have to come back at him and fight him again into Luffield, but we've got that corner nailed on. You know, ever since we made that overtake on Behrman, mentally we knew we had it on lock. But the McLaren will lead this way all the way to the checkered flag and win the 1986 British Grand Prix ahead of the Cannon Williams. The McLaren, the second McLaren in 3rd place, Ferrari 4, 5, and we will finish up in 6th place from last place. Very, very solid, and that has been the F1 1986 Overhaul mod. A fantastic mod, I gotta say. Really enjoyed it. A big shout out to RC3D. Link down below in the description, of course, to the mod if you want to go check it out for a PC F1 25. And, you know, it looks even better when you see the cutscene with all the drivers in the overalls, the unique helmets as well there on that first bit of the cutscene. If you guys have enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I will catch you guys around. Goodbye.